my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is the Wednesday video where I answer your questions. Each week, a bunch of people ask me some questions, and I answer them the following week. This time, only got 3 questions, so it's a very short list, but I'm actually going to show you a lot of stuff, so it kind of balances out. First question actually led me down a major rabbit hole in terms of finding a whole bunch of books. Got a stack of books just to answer this one question. It's a massive stack, but it's a good question. It's a really important question to answer. So it was Trailside Trains wrote, what first appearances do you have of the Archie gang, including such characters as Josie, Sabrina, Big Ethel, Moose, Cheryl Blossom, etc. Okay, so let's get into those. Now, what I did to answer this question, I basically created a list of pretty much all of the key appearances, like all the key characters' appearances in comics for Archie. So let's start out with the beginning, and then I'll show you the ones that I have as well, so it'll kind of work out. So the first one is PEP 22. Okay, PEP 22 is where you get the first appearance of Archie Andrews. It also is the first appearance of Betty Cooper, and then her Archie's parents, Mary and Fred, and Hal Cooper, which is Betty's father. And it's also the first appearance of Jughead Jones. Now, PEP 22 is one that I sadly do not have in my collection. It's one that I'd love to have in my collection. If anyone's willing to donate a PEP 22 to me, I'd love to have it. So that is one that I do not have. Okay, so that's the first kind of, all of the kind of Archie characters. Now, strangely, it is not the first appearance of characters that are related to Archie, though. Actually, if you go back to, I think it's PEP, which is a PEP, let me see, I got a long list here, so, where is it? I gotta find it. There's a big long list here. It's like an earlier PEP, with the first appearance of Wilbur. Actually made his appearance earlier than Archie and all the other ones. So yeah, so I have it written down here somewhere. It's just a big long list. If you see this list, it's crazy. Look, it's like a lot of things. So yeah, so we'll get into it though. But it's earlier PEP. I think it's PEP 19. I want to say PEP 19 for the first appearance of Wilbur, but I could be mistaken. But it was an earlier character. But then let's get into some of the other characters. Okay, so you mentioned Ethel, Big Ethel. Well, this is where Big Ethel made her first appearance. This is Jughead 84, and it's the first appearance of Big Ethel. She's not on the cover, but I believe Big Ethel is Jughead's girlfriend. So, and that's first appearance of Big Ethel. I actually picked some other characters that are ones that are kind of like these side characters. Here's the first appearance of Evil Heart, which is Reggie as a superhero or supervillain. So this is the first appearance of Evil Heart, which is Life of Archie number 48. And then we have some modern ones. Might as well, I just want to get these ones out of the way. We got Ezra Hani. This is a new character that they just recently introduced. They don't introduce many characters that often, but lately they've been doing that. So this is Archie, Friends, and Archie and Friends Summer Loving. And it's the first appearance of Eliza Hanny, and she's like I think a lesbian character. And then we have another new character, and this is the first appearance of Stacy Banks, and this is Betty and Veronica, Summer Surf Party. And think she's sort of like a rich black character. I think that's what she is. You know, they're trying to get a bit of diversity. And then we got another sort of minor character. This is little Archie, number 61, sorry. And this is the first appearance of little Sabrina. So, yeah. And then we have Jughead number 5. Okay, this is a Golden Age book. And this is the first appearance of Midge Clump. So she makes her first appearance in here. Just another side character. And then we have Life with Archie number 110. And this is the first appearance of Chuck Clayton. I believe he's the first black character in Archie. Male black character. Actually, Valerie is earlier as a as a black character. But this is Chuck Clayton. And then another side character. We have Betty and Me number 3. This is the first appearance of Super Betty. So that's Super Betty. And then we have just another side character. This is the first appearance and only appearance of Soupy Sales. So just an interesting one. And then we have another side character, Amber Nightstone. This is kind of a redone, like not a reprint, but anniversary special where they kind of redo the cover from Sabrina number 1. So this is, but it's the first appearance of Amber Nightshade, or Nightstone. I keep on saying Nightshade. Nightstone. And then we got, this is actually the first cover appearance of Josie. Actually, I have another copy. This is my second copy. But this is Archie's Madhouse number, I forget what number this is, but it is her first cover appearance. I think it's like 20 something. Okay. And then we have, okay, so now we get into the slabs. Those were all my raws. I just had them sort of separately. Let me just put these over here and I can bring out the slabs. Then we have Archie's Madhouse 22, which is the first appearance of Sabrina, but it's also the first appearance of some other characters. It's also the first appearance of Salem, which is Sabrina's cat, and it's also the first appearance of the head witch Della. Okay, and then we got Josie number 1. This is the first appearance of her boyfriend, and the second appearance of Josie, and first appearance of Sock, who is her boyfriend. Okay. And then we got a whole bunch more. Then we have Josie and the Pussycats number 45. This is actually where you get it called Josie and the Pussycats, and it's the first appearance of the Pussycats as a band. And it's also the first appearance, I think, of Valerie as well. I think Valerie makes her first appearance in this one. So that's that. And then we have to go a little bit further back. We got Archie's Pals and Gals, which is the first appearance of Josie. So Josie appeared before the band did. So this is her first appearance. And then we have another side appearance, like just sort of a random one. This is the first appearance of Vampironica. It's kind of like Vampirella plus Veronica. And also for sort of like a Betty, kind of like Buffy as well. And going back a little bit further, it's all over the place, sorry for that, but I just grabbed them all. Here they are. This is Wilbur number 5, which is the first appearance of Katie Keene, kind of a major character. Had a long running title of her own, So, and multiple titles for Katie Keene. So this is Wilbur number 5. And you asked about Moose. Well, this is the first appearance of Moose in Jughead number 1. First appearance of Moose. Then another character, just some side character. This is the first appearance of Little Jinx, which is Pep 62. And Little Jinx had her own title as well, so she was kind of a, a reoccurring character. And then we have Pep 35, the first appearance of Ginger Snap. Cool cover as well. And Ginger Snap had her own title as well. It ran like 10 issues. So this is Zip 35. And then we get into Jackpot. This is the very first appearance of Reggie. And is he on the cover? No, of course not. But this is where Reggie makes his first appearance. It's also the first appearance of Mr. Weatherby as well. So Mr. Weatherby, another major character, makes his first appearance here too. So you got Reggie and Mr. Weatherby together. Kind of a major character. And then we got the first Archie cover in Pep. He actually makes his first full cover appearance in Archie number 1. And he makes his sort of like first cover where he's like a little head on the cover in Jackpot number 4. So this is his first cover appearance in Pep. So, which is kind of a major one. And then we got Betty and Veronica 320, which is the first appearance of Cheryl Blossom. She's up there. So that's all the first appearances that I have, except I also have the first appearance of Susie, which is in I think it's like Top Notch 43. I think that's the number. I'm kind of guessing on that one a little bit, but those are all the ones that I have. Now there's a whole bunch that I didn't show. So when I showed I'll just read my whole thing here. So if you look at Archie's Pals and Gals 23, which is the first appearance of Josie, it's also the first appearance of Pepper Smith and Melody Valentine. Another one that is a kind of a key book is Pep 27, which is the first appearance of Dilton Doley. It also says Mr. Weatherby, but that other book says it's Mr. Weatherby, so I'm not sure which which is first. Mrs. Grundy, she made her first appearance in Pep 30. Harim Lodge made his first appearance in Pep 31. Moose made his first appearance in Jughead 1. I showed that. Ethel Muggs, or Big Ethel, that's the one I showed, which is Jughead 84. Cheryl Blossom and Jason Blossom made their first appearance in Betty and Veronica 320, which is the one I just showed. Then we have another kind of major character is Terry Pop Tate. So usually people refer to him as Pop. He's the guy that runs the malt shop. He was first introduced in Pep 46. Then we have Coach Cleats, the coach for the for the school. He made his first appearance in Pep 24. And then we have Smithers, which is the butler for Veronica. He made his first appearance in Archie Giant Series magazine number 1. And Veronica, she wasn't actually introduced until Pep 26, which is 4 issues after Archie was introduced. And then we have Aunt Hilda Spellman, which is Sabrina's aunt. She made her first appearance in Madhouse 19, which I believe I do have, actually. Then we have Reggie, which is Jackpot 5. And then we have Alexander Cabot, who is in Josie. She's Josie number 3. And then we have Alan M. Mayberry, which is Josie's boyfriend. He appeared in Josie 42. Then we have Josie and the Pussycats with number 45, which is Valerie Smith. I showed that. Then we have Chuck Clayton, which is Life of Archie, number 110. Midge Clump is Jughead 5. Kevin Keller, which is the first gay character, was in Veronica 202, which I thought I showed. One sec here. Thought I showed, but I didn't, so I just grabbed it. So this is the first appearance of Kevin Keller, and he's the first openly gay character in Archie. So that's him right there. And also one other one, I think this is the first appearance. This is Little Archie number 1, which is the first appearance, I believe, of Little Archie, Little Betty, and Little Veronica. So kind of a key book. Okay. And then we got, oh yes, Pep 18 is the first appearance of Wilbur. I was trying to remember what it was, and I wrote it on the back. So, so Wilbur Wilkin, he actually appeared 4 issues before Archie did, and he was kind of the first attempt at an Archie-like character. Same kind of character as Archie, but somehow Archie became popular, and Wilbur just didn't really perform that well, even though Wilbur as a series actually ran quite long. Okay, so those are all of the key books for Archie. So hope you can, maybe you have some of these in your collection, probably. There's a lot of characters that they've introduced over the years. Okay, so let's get into the next question, which is from Robbie Josephs. Alan, how do you think the non-DC and Marvel publishers compared to the big 2? So, okay, so the big 2 being DC and Marvel. And I'm not sure if he's referring to in the Golden Age or in the modern era. So I think I'm going to assume that this is Golden Age question. Robbie, you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong in this, because I was talking about non DC books in the previous video. So I have a feeling in the Golden Age. So I have a feeling he was referring to the Golden Age. But like DC and Marvel were huge back in the day. It was called Timely back in the day, but there was other publishers that was just as big. And you have like ones like Fawcett, huge publisher, outproducing actually Superman, and with Captain Marvel, they were outproducing them. You have other big publishers like Fiction House. Fiction House was huge back in the day, huge publisher. And other ones would be like St. John, which is a little bit smaller, but they performed really well. They were the ones that introduced the 3D comic, and that was massively produced. So they had a huge sway over the market. So yeah. And then there was other ones like EC Comics. Obviously, EC is one of the big ones from the Golden Age. They were huge with all their horror titles and crime. Then you have ones like Leave Gleason, which had like Charles Barrow as the main head of that. They produced a lot of crime books. They were really big on crime. Massive publisher. I mean, the thing that people don't understand about the Golden Age compared to now is like we think of Golden Age books as being super, super rare, right? And they are. A lot of them didn't survive. But really, back in the day, it wasn't just 2 publishers that we have now. Really, right now, you have Marvel and DC, maybe Image, and a handful of more. Maybe we can think of like 12 publishers altogether, like some really small ones. But back in the day, you had like a massive number of of publishers. It's just like whenever you regulate something, it actually always kills the diversity of that thing. So once they added the comic code, it went from 2,000 publishers to about 200. And then subsequently, as the years rolled by, it dropped even further to where we have it now, where it's just a handful of publishers that are really producing anything. But back in the day, everybody read comics, and they were massively producing comics, and there was a huge demand for comics, just way bigger than what we have today. These were things where they were producing like millions of there was 1 million copies of Superman 1 produced. There's less than 100 copies that exist now, but there was 1 million produced back in the day. So it's just gives you a sense of how much was being produced. And there was like a lot of big publishers. And I just sort of mentioned a few, but there's Holyoke as well. I'm just looking behind me to sort of get some. There's Harvey. Harvey was huge. Dell was massive. It was just like a massive publisher with all their kids' titles. You have what else? Obviously MLJ, which is Archie. That was huge. I mean, these were really big publishers that were producing a lot of comics every month. But the market for buying these books was huge. There was a huge amount of demand. There was also publishers like Quality Comics that were really big, and they were all producing a lot of stuff. Now there were smaller publishers, like if you think about it, like Aragon, that was a smaller publisher. They produced a fair amount of stuff, but they were smaller. And what other ones? There's Eastern Publishing and all those ones. They were kind of Ace periodicals. There's a bunch that really were producing a lot of stuff. So, that's kind of the way I would answer it, that there was just a lot of publishers and they were all producing a lot of stuff. Even more, like you could almost say that the ones that were sort of these secondary ones that you think of, like the non-DC or Marvel, some of them were outproducing the big publishers of Marvel and DC today. So they were like producing more comics back then as a secondary publisher than the big publishers are today. So hopefully that kind of gives you a perspective of the market back then. Okay, now let's get into the next question. This is from Ralph Patterson. Hi, Alan. I really enjoyed the creepy and eerie covers. They brought back a few memories of my youth. As you've been digging through into your Warren collection, how about showing some of your famous Monsters of Filmland covers? Okay, so I'm going to actually do this a little differently. I actually just brought over I actually had to dig. I don't know why. I put my famous Monsters of Filmland at the very bottom of a stack. It's like a little hard to get out. So I just brought the box. The box contains famous Monsters of Filmland, I think 1 through 100. Actually, it has a bunch of other stuff in it, like my fan club stuff. My fan club button. Show you that. And this is super rare. Oh my goodness. This is from Forrest J. Ackerman. I got a bunch of things from him. And this is the very first, and it's signed by Forrest J. Ackerman and has like his thing. The very first convention magazine that they produced, and it was all hand typed. It's the most primitive way that they produced it, and there wasn't many of these produced, these little flyer programs. I think it says this document will certify this item as one of only 3 first Karlovian monster convention programs from my personal collection. It was handmade by myself to commemorate the first ever regional Famous Monsters of Filmland convention, which was held on December 16th, 17th, 1961, in my home, the original Acker Mansion, on Shelburne Drive in Hollywood. As I recall, there were 15 to 20 attendees at this Famous Monsters convention. The event, including individuals listed in this program. Beast Wishes, Forrest J. Ackerman, and it says 3 of 3. So this is the, like, only 3 of these exist where it was hand typed. The rest were, I think they probably printed maybe like less than 50. Like, it's really low printing, but this is one of 3 that was hand printed. So very cool book. You know, you never see that. So and then just because it's on top, this is Famous Monsters of Filmland number 90. I'm just showing you the ones that are on top of this box. And we have some more stuff. Oh, actually, I'm going to show what's inside here because there's some cool things. This is actually really cool. This is the Vampirella Decal sticker, or decal or sticker. I have a couple of them. And this is like a Famous Monsters convention name tag from 1975. Okay. And then we have Famous Monsters of Filmland number 91. Okay. These are all the things that are on top of this box. I'm just showing them because I have them. Okay, what else is in here? Okay. Some other things that were on top. We have this is a really hard one to find, actually. The Famous Monsters game book. Quite hard to find that one. And then we have what's considered to be the world's first Famous Monsters convention, which is 1974. So that's that one. I'll show you the back as well. And then we have the second convention, which was Famous Monsters of Filmland Convention 1975. That's a nice Vampirella ad on the back. Really good condition, actually. It's number 75 from 1975. And a sec here. Oh, I'm going to grab that. Then let's get into the books. Okay. So how am I going to do this? Okay, well, I'm kind of building a stack here. So we have Famous Monsters of Filmland number 1. I paid $300 for it, but I actually talked him down. I think I got it for $250. I kind of talked him down, but it's in really nice shape, actually. I think it was considered a 5.0 kind of range. It's quite nice. So Famous Monsters of Filmland. It was an expensive book even back in the day. That was one of my biggest purchases back when I was a kid. I bought that back in the 90s. Then we have Famous Monsters of Filmland number 2. Then we have Famous Monsters of Filmland number 3. And number 4. Now I also have another version of this one where it has the ghoul-eyed Ride the Ghoul's Eye. This is the standard version. So number 4. And then we have number 5. And I really like this one. I always thought this one was cute. This is number 6, and it has a little guy inside his mouse. I thought that was always kind of cool. I think that's Zachary or whatever. Zachary. And then we have, I'll do the first 20. it's a lot. Okay, we'll do, this one's, I really got to rebag these. Some of these are in really old bags. Now this is number 7. There's actually multiple versions of this one. So we got this one, which is the Mad Laboratories. And then there's Zachary 9 or whatever it is. But there's also another version, which is slightly different. It's the version where it's Tomorrow's Monsters. So this is the other version. I'm very much a completionist. I have to get every version of things. Then we have number 8. These are, you can see the back as well. Backs are kind of cool. And then we have number 9 with Vincent Price. and the Wolfman on the back. It's kind of a clean copy. Okay, then we have number 10, the Phantom of the Opera, and some monster on the back. And we have number 11, my really rough copy of number 11. Got a big piece missing out there. I was buying these on a shoestring budget, so some of them are a little rough. Then we have a number 12 with the Wolfman. And I'll show you the backs sometimes because they're kind of cool. What are you afraid of? See page 34. It's kind of fun. And then I have two of these. Okay. Now this one's interesting because this one is a really nice presenting copy, but it's got a coupon cut out of it. So I actually ended up buying a second copy. So I have two copies of number 13. It's my second copy, and it's complete. It's just lower grade. So one is incomplete, but looks pretty, but the other one is lower grade, and it's complete. Then we have number 14. And number 15. I'll show you the back as well. So yeah. Zachary. So, and then we have, he's lost his face. Just another cool one. This is one of my favorite covers. I really like The Bride of Frankenstein. So this is Famous Monsters number 17. And Famous Monsters number 18. And Famous Monsters number 19. I'll go a little bit further because there's some really cool ones that I haven't shown yet. Then we have Famous Monsters number 20. Okay, I'll grab another stack. I'll go up to, I want to go up to this one. This one's one of my favorite covers. I just like to look at it. Okay, so we'll go up to this, this one more stack. Okay, then we got number 21. Another Bride of Frankenstein one. Really great cover. And it's a little bit precarious. I don't like the way I have that stacked, but okay. Then we have number 22. I'm going to put it over here. I think it's safer. And then we have number 23. Number 24. This one's quite thick. You can see how much I paid, $10. So, I'm not sure if they've even gone up much since then, which is sad. You know, I paid a lot at the time, and they really haven't gone up much. And then we have number 25, King Kong. Number 26, Outer Limits. Has like a cool, you know, the posters on the back. You can buy these posters, like they're 6 feet tall. They're kind of cool. From Universal Monsters. And number 27. And 28, the Wolfman. You can see the back as well. That was a very common back. This was on a lot of the back covers. And then number 29, the Flesh Eaters and the Mole People. And then got the cards on the back, or these are like the stands they had. These are the wallets. I actually have the wallets somewhere. I'm not sure where they are, but they're in here somewhere. Then Then we have number 30. And number 31. The Mummy. And I really like this one. I always think it's a cool cover. And this is number 32. And it's got like the claymation, the model kind of thing for King Kong. So those are the first 32 issues of Famous Monsters. There's a 220 some odd in the run. So, and well, Warren, it only went up to 191, but then the other companies kind of took it over and ran it for like, actually maybe closer to 300 issues. Like it's like runs for a while. And I have all those as well. So I have a pretty big run of Famous Monsters. So yeah, that's it for this week. If you have a question you want answered, put it in the comments below and I'll do my best. You can see I do a lot of research and I try to show a lot of cool things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, stay tuned. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.